this exhibition, its artists, and the messages, concepts, and dialogue it has to offer. Now I would like to introduce Bia Gayotto, who will talk a bit about the exhibition in depth and about our working collaboration together on this exhibition.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here, and I would like to start thanking Cal Poly, Pomona, Michelle, and all the students for putting up this show. They did an amazing job. As you can see, it's a lot of work. The title, Somewhere in Between, refers to artists that are in the show and whose work circulate between different geographies and mediums. And through their work, they're bringing different cultures together. Michelle and I, our concept we started developing the concept of the show after meeting the artists, and I want to thank them so much for their participation and for opening up the studios and sharing their processes and visions with us. We learn a lot from you, and we're very grateful. Thank you so much. We decided based on to select and organize the works based on what they evoked in us and what were the themes and topics they were dealing with, and that's how we started dividing. As you can see in the room, there are different themes, and you see around. So we started to pair up the works based on these themes, and we came up with 7 different themes. But they are just a point of departure. We really we don't want to pin the works in one or the other. As you can see, there are many artists that are in both overlap. Yeah, and so our goal is for you, and that's our joy as curators, to see what you guys are gonna come up with, what connections you're gonna see between the works, and what dialogue they are creating among them. So that's how we divided the space, and there are 5 groups. So anyway, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this whole process. Thank you.
I also would like to recognize Bia for her dedication to this exhibition and thank her for her collaboration and her insightful contributions. I know that this exhibition has had its fair share of challenges, as most shows do, but the reward of having accomplished it with Bia makes it all worthwhile. Most things worth doing present challenges that are worth overcoming, and I was happy to overcome those challenges with her. Gayotto's curatorial relationships with several of the participating artists, Bia, I should just say, I wrote down Gayotto for some reason. Curatorial relationships with several of the participating artists, as well as those fostered by Young Chung, the director of Commonwealth and Council in Los Angeles, and Alexander Christelis, who last year curated an exhibition titled 1 Year, The Art of Politics in Los Angeles. Both have been instrumental in the development of this project and some of the artists that we tapped into. As our art reviewer John David O'Brien stated in an article for Artillery magazine last year with regard to that exhibition that was held at the Brand Library and Art Center, negotiating the polemics of the current political climate and the overreaching sense of anxiety felt in the arts, that exhibition provided fuel for thought and stimulus to action. It is my hope, in turn, that this exhibition, somewhere in between now and an additional year later, can present ideas that educate, motivate, stimulate, and make you think. Make you think about the other, the outsider, the refugee, the marginalized, and the less privileged. Make you think of others who come to this country for a better life. We would like to further acknowledge the efforts of our lenders to the exhibition that include Young Chung, the Instituto de Visión Bogotá, Colombia, and Rich Erickson for their participation. I haven't seen Young, but is Rich Erickson here? He was supposed to be here. So. If anyone sees him, please thank him for his lending of his artwork to the exhibition as well. And most importantly, I would like to ask the artists present here tonight to please come forward. This is the acknowledgement part of your participation. I'm sorry to make you stand. And there's so many of you are here, which is so lovely. So a big round of applause for all of your wonderful work. I want to personally and publicly welcome each and every one of you and give you our heartfelt appreciation for sharing your poignant and thought-provoking bodies of work with the Cal Poly Pomona campus and the surrounding community. Thank you so much for that. Thank you
for having us.
If any of you have questions about the artist's work, take advantage of them being here tonight to be able to talk to them. Thank you. And then I also want to bring up to the front now my staff. If I could get all of them to please come up. I'd like to acknowledge my staff. That means come up now, please. They're shy. They're really shy, as some of you know. Come on up. I don't think that there they are.
The others are on break.
So some are taking a break right now because they were due for a break. So last, I'd like to acknowledge my staff and ask them to please come forward, which I just did. Indra, this is Indra, Antoinette, Katrina, Jed, and then Jessica and Jasmine. Are they both on there, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. And Atine, who could not be here tonight. Some of the artists, you worked with them and you know how wonderful they are. And I just want to acknowledge them here tonight because if it weren't for these lovely, reliable, hardworking, and dedicated young people, we would not have been able to make this show happen. So thank you so much always for your willingness, your dedication, your effort, and your flexibility. They represent America's future. Chances are, this is my last little bit here, chances are that a large majority of people in this room have either come from another place or have parents or grandparents who immigrated to the U.S. for the opportunities it has to offer. This show is very close to my heart. My parents came to this country when they were in their 20s and 30s. I experienced firsthand their personal struggles in leaving their beloved homeland behind, the loss of leaving their families, their parents, their siblings, their friends. It was not easy for them. It's never easy to leave it all behind. Once here, they faced discrimination and racism, ignorance and adversity. Despite all this, they raised 2 daughters here in the US and taught them to be multilingual, hardworking, be open-minded about others who are not like us, inspired to travel the world and study history, geography, in order to understand it better, and be part of and build a better world that is tolerant, accepting of the other who is unlike ourselves. For this, I would like to dedicate my contributions to this exhibition to them, my parents. And now I'd like to thank you all again for being here tonight. I'm sorry I got so emotional, but it's heartfelt. Thank you.